Are you truly living, or just waiting for time to pass? For years, we've been told that after 60, life is meant to slow down, that this is the time to step back, take it easy, and let the world move on without us. But what if that was never true? What if these years weren't about fading away, but about stepping into something greater, a time of clarity, freedom, and deep purpose? Think about it. How many times have you heard someone say, "I wish I had done that when I was younger," or "It's too late for me now"? Maybe you've even felt it yourself. But what if time wasn't your enemy? What if, instead of slipping away, it was your greatest gift? Because this isn't the season to shrink. This is the season to expand, to wake up excited, to reconnect with what truly matters, to live boldly and without hesitation. The pressure to prove yourself is gone. Now you get to write the story on your own terms. And that's exactly what we'll explore today. Because here at Elderly Wisdom Story, we don't believe in too late. We believe in second beginnings, in rewriting the rules, in proving that the best years aren't behind you. They're the ones you choose to embrace now. So, if there's even a part of you that still craves adventure, purpose, and joy, stay with me. Because in the next few moments, you might just see your future in an entirely new way. You've stepped into a new chapter, one where the weight of expectations has lifted, where the need to prove yourself to the world has faded. For the first time in decades, your time is your own. But here's the thing about newfound freedom: it can either feel exhilarating or unsettling. At first, the idea of no longer being bound by schedules, deadlines, and obligations feels like a long-awaited reward. But then, slowly, a different feeling starts to creep in. The days begin to blur together, the hours stretch long, and you catch yourself wondering, what am I waking up for? This isn't just a passing thought. It's something so many people over 60 experience. After spending a lifetime contributing, whether through work, raising a family, or building something meaningful, the sudden shift to retirement can feel like stepping into unfamiliar territory. It's not the absence of work that leaves people feeling lost. It's the absence of purpose. And yet, purpose isn't something that disappears with age. If anything, these years hold more potential for meaning than ever before. Because now, for the first time, you get to choose it on your own terms. The science is clear: people who live with purpose don't just feel happier, they actually live longer. Purpose fuels the mind, keeps the body active, and gives each day a sense of meaning. It's not youth that keeps you vibrant. It's waking up each morning with something to look forward to, knowing that your life still matters, that your voice still carries weight, that your presence in this world still makes a difference. And the beauty of it all? Purpose isn't lost. It's simply waiting to be rediscovered. Maybe it's in sharing your wisdom, mentoring someone who needs guidance, being the steady voice of experience in a world that moves too fast. Maybe it's in creating, writing, painting, making music, not for validation, but simply for the joy of expression. Maybe it's in starting something new, a business, a blog, a passion project that excites you and keeps your mind engaged. Or maybe it's in giving back, in knowing that a single act of kindness, a conversation, or a helping hand can change someone else's life. Your purpose didn't retire, you just need to redefine it. Because at this stage of life, purpose isn't something you chase. It's something you create. And it's waiting for you right where you left it. You've started to feel it, that pull towards something greater. That quiet voice telling you that life still has more to offer. But as you step toward the future, something holds you back. It's not hesitation. It's not fear of what's ahead. It's the weight of what you're still carrying. Regret, guilt, the quiet ache of missed chances, of things you wish you had done differently. The moments you let slip away, the words left unsaid, the versions of yourself you can't seem to forgive. You don't talk about it often, but it lingers in the quiet hours of the morning, in the spaces between conversations, in the memories that come rushing back when you least expect them. But here's the truth: no one moves forward while looking back. And if you want to embrace this next chapter fully, you have to make peace with what's behind you. That starts with forgiveness. Not just forgiving others, but forgiving yourself. Not because they deserve it, not because you need to justify the past, but because you deserve peace. You did the best you could with what you knew at the time. And so did they. You could replay those moments 1,000 times, but the past won't change. What can change right now is how much power you allow it to have over you. So let me ask you, what if, instead of carrying the past like a weight, you carried it like wisdom? Instead of saying, "Why did this happen to me?" what if you asked, "What did this teach me?" Every choice, every mistake, every heartbreak didn't just take something from you, it gave something to you. Strength, perspective, resilience, the ability to rise again and again. But even with all the wisdom the past has given you, there's still something you need to do. Let it go. If there's something that still lingers, something heavy, write it down. Write a letter to your younger self. Say everything you wish you had known back then. Forgive them for not knowing what you know now. And when you're done, release it. Tear it up. Burn it. Let the wind take it. Do whatever it takes to remind yourself that you are no longer that person. Because the past is a place of reference, not residence. And you, my friend, were never meant to live there. You've started to let go. The weight of regret is beginning to lift, the chains of the past slowly loosening. And now, as you step forward, something else becomes clear. If you were to fully embrace the life ahead, you must take care of the vessel that will carry you there. For too long, you may have ignored the quiet signals, the stiffness in your joints, the fatigue in your limbs, the fog that lingers in your mind. Maybe you told yourself, "This is just aging. This is just how it is." But what if that wasn't true? What if the aches, the exhaustion, the feeling of slowing down weren't inevitable, but simply the result of neglect? Because the truth is, your body isn't failing you. It's waiting for you. Waiting to be nourished, to be moved, to be treated with the same care and attention you so freely give to others. Movement isn't about exercise. It's about freedom. It's about keeping the body strong enough to carry you wherever you want to go, to allow you to dance without hesitation, to walk without pain, to wake up each morning feeling capable instead of fragile. A simple daily walk isn't just good for the heart, it's a quiet rebellion against stagnation. Swimming, yoga, Tai Chi, these aren't just activities, they are acts of defiance against the idea that growing older means growing weaker. But vitality isn't just in the body, it's in the mind. A well-fed body means nothing if the mind is left starving. Learning doesn't end with youth, it is what keeps the spirit young. Reading, challenging yourself, engaging in deep conversations, these aren't just hobbies, they are lifelines. They keep the brain sharp, the soul engaged, and the heart connected to the world. And just as the body craves movement, the mind craves stillness. In a world filled with noise, mindfulness becomes a sanctuary. A moment to breathe, to be present, to quiet the endless thoughts that pull you in 100 directions. Journaling, too, is not just about writing. It's about witnessing yourself, honoring your own story, making sense of the journey that has brought you here and the one that still lies ahead. And through it all, there is one undeniable truth: your body and mind have carried you through every hardship, every joy, every moment of this life. They have endured, adapted, and waited patiently for you to choose them again. Because self-care is not vanity, it is an act of gratitude, a promise to yourself that you will not abandon the body and mind that have never abandoned you. You don't stop caring for something just because it's aging. If anything, you care for it even more. Your body is your lifelong companion. Honor it, nourish it, and it will take you further than you ever imagined. Life is not meant to be lived in isolation. The laughter of a close friend, the warmth of a shared conversation, the quiet understanding between people who truly see each other, these are not just passing moments. They are the fabric of a life well lived, the very things that make the years feel rich and full. Yet, as time passes, relationships shift. Friends move away, loved ones are lost, and routines take over. One day, you look around and realize the circle that once surrounded you has grown smaller. Maybe you've convinced yourself that solitude is just a natural part of aging. But the truth is, connection isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. The people you surround yourself with don't just shape your days, they shape your mindset, your energy, and even your health. Studies show that strong, meaningful relationships can add years to your life, reducing stress, boosting the immune system, and even lowering the risk of cognitive decline. But not all relationships bring joy. Some lift you up, filling you with light and laughter, while others drain you, leaving you exhausted and unfulfilled. So ask yourself, who are you spending your time with? Are they people who energize you, who inspire you, who remind you of the beauty in life? Or are they people who bring negativity, who make you feel small, who drain your spirit rather than nourish it? Rekindling old friendships can be a powerful place to start. Sometimes a simple phone call, a handwritten letter, or an unexpected visit is all it takes to reopen a door that was never truly closed. But connection isn't just about looking back, it's about looking forward. There are new friendships waiting to be formed. New people who share your interests, your values, your stage of life. Whether it's joining a club, attending a class, or becoming part of a faith-based or volunteer group, there are endless opportunities to surround yourself with those who bring meaning to your days. And just as important as nurturing positive relationships is knowing when to walk away from the ones that no longer serve you. Setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's self-respect. You are not obligated to hold space for people who dim your light, who take without giving, who leave you feeling less than you are. Happiness is not just about having people around you, it's about having the right people. The ones who make you laugh a little louder, dream a little bigger, and feel at home in your own skin. Because in the end, the greatest gift we can give ourselves is not just time, but time well spent with people who make life feel truly alive. There is comfort in routine. The familiarity of daily rituals, the predictability of knowing what comes next. It creates a sense of stability, a feeling of control. But if you're not careful, routine can become a quiet thief, slowly stealing away excitement, curiosity, and the spark of possibility. One day, you wake up and realize that life has become a series of repeated moments rather than a collection of new experiences. And deep down, you begin to wonder, is this all there is? The truth is, life doesn't lose its excitement, you just stop seeking it. The brain thrives on novelty, on discovery, on stepping into the unknown. Science has proven that trying new things, no matter how big or small, creates dopamine, the very chemical that fuels joy, motivation, and energy. The moment you break free from routine, even in the smallest way, you begin to feel alive again. So where do you start? Maybe it's as simple as taking a spontaneous day trip, getting in the car with no destination in mind, allowing yourself to get lost in a place you've never been. Maybe it's picking up a paintbrush for the first time, feeling the texture of clay between your fingers, or letting your body move to music in a way you never thought it could. Or maybe it's stepping into something that once felt impossible, learning an instrument, taking an acting class, trying something you never thought you'd be brave enough to attempt. And if you're struggling to think of what's next, try this. Instead of making a list of things you wish you had done, make a list of things you can do now. A reverse bucket list, not regrets of the past, but opportunities of the present. Things that excite you, challenge you, wake up the part of you that still craves adventure. Because no matter how many years have passed, your life is still filled with firsts. Go find them. There was a time when letters were handwritten, phone calls were rare, and the idea of seeing a loved one's face from miles away was something out of a science fiction novel. But the world has changed. Now, connection is just a click away. And yet many people hesitate, believing that technology is a space meant for the young, a language too complicated to learn, a world moving too fast to keep up with. But the truth is, technology isn't just for the next generation, it's for anyone who wants to keep growing. Imagine being able to see your grandchild's face light up in real time, even if they live across the country. Imagine reconnecting with an old friend, exchanging stories and laughter as if no time had passed. Imagine stepping into an online space where people who share your passions, whether it's history, gardening, or philosophy, are just waiting to have a conversation. Technology isn't here to replace human connection, it's here to enhance it, to make the distance between us feel smaller, to bring people closer in ways we never thought possible. And it's not just about staying connected, it's about staying engaged. The same device that lets you talk to loved ones can also become a gateway to endless discovery. A new language, a musical instrument, a skill you never thought you'd have time to learn, it's all there, waiting for you to explore. The brain, like the body, needs exercise, and learning something new, even something as simple as navigating a smartphone, keeps it sharp, alive, and filled with possibility. The best way to start? Take a small step. Send a text to someone you haven't spoken to in a while. Join an online book club and discuss stories that move you. Watch a TED Talk about something that excites your curiosity. Each moment of learning, each new interaction is a reminder that growth never stops. The world is still expanding, and you are still a part of it. Technology isn't pulling us apart. It's opening doors, building bridges, and reminding us that connection has no age limit. There is a quiet kind of heaviness that comes from holding on to too much, not just in our homes, but in our minds, our schedules, our hearts. The clutter of years past, the objects tucked away in drawers, the commitments we say yes to out of habit rather than joy. Little by little, it all builds up, creating a weight we don't even realize we're carrying. And then, one day, we look around and feel the overwhelming need to breathe, to clear space, to simplify. Because the truth is, life feels lighter when we let go of what no longer serves us. Clutter isn't just physical, it's emotional. The things we keep often hold memories, some cherished, some painful, some simply tied to a version of ourselves we no longer are. But letting go doesn't mean forgetting, it means making room. Imagine opening your closet and seeing only the clothes you love, walking into a room that feels spacious, sitting down in a home that feels peaceful rather than crowded. Imagine opening a drawer and not feeling the weight of old letters, broken keepsakes, or reminders of what used to be. The process doesn't have to be overwhelming. Start small. Pick one shelf, one drawer, one part of your life and ask yourself, does this still add value to my life? If not, let it go. Donate what you no longer use so it can serve someone else. Digitize old photos and documents so memories can be preserved without taking up space. And beyond the physical, consider the commitments that drain you, the habits that no longer align with who you are. Freeing yourself from unnecessary obligations is just as powerful as clearing a cluttered room. Because in the end, life is not measured by the things we own, but by the experiences we collect, the moments that fill us with meaning, the freedom of moving through the world unburdened. Less stuff, more life. More space to breathe. More room for joy. Somewhere along the way, the world decided that youth was something to be glorified, while aging was something to be feared. It placed value on smooth skin but overlooked the wisdom in deep laugh lines, celebrated fresh starts but forgot to honor the beauty of a life well lived. But here's the truth: aging is not a loss. It is an expansion. It is not about fading away. It is about stepping into a version of yourself that is deeper, richer, and more free than ever before. Think of everything you have lived through, everything you have overcome, the lessons learned, the battles fought, the love given, the moments that shaped you into the person you are today. You carry decades of stories within you, wisdom that cannot be taught in books, a perspective that only time can gift. You have spent years building a life, becoming someone who understands what truly matters. And that is something to celebrate. So why not honor your journey in the same way people celebrate milestones like graduations or birthdays? Throw yourself a life celebration, gather the people you love, reflect on your greatest adventures, and toast to the years that made you who you are. Or take a quieter approach. Keep a gratitude journal, not just for everyday joys, but for the best moments of your life, the memories you never want to forget. And if you're looking ahead, write a letter to your future self. What do you want to remind yourself of? What do you hope you never take for granted? Because the truth is, aging isn't about losing, it's about gaining. Perspective, wisdom, freedom, and most of all, the understanding that every single year, every single wrinkle, every single story is proof that you have lived fully. And there is nothing more beautiful than that. Your journey is not defined by the years behind you, but by the choices you make today. If there is one truth that echoes through every stage of life, it is this: you are never too old to begin again. You have the power to redefine what these years mean, to trade hesitation for curiosity, routine for adventure, regret for wisdom. The past does not hold you, and the future is not something to fear. What matters is the present, the small, deliberate steps you take each day toward a life that feels full, meaningful, and deeply your own. If there is a lesson to be taken from all of this, it is that happiness is not something you wait for, it is something you create. It lives in the way you care for your body, in the relationships you nurture, in the courage to break free from routine and step into the unknown. It is found in letting go of what no longer serves you, embracing new experiences, and realizing that your story is still unfolding. This chapter is yours to write. Make it a masterpiece. Now, I want to hear from you. What is one change you will make today to step into a more fulfilling future? Share your thoughts below, because your journey might just inspire someone else to begin theirs. And if this message spoke to you, be sure to subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Story, because together we are proving that life after 60 isn't about slowing down. It's about finally coming alive.